Hey, what's up, Internet friends? This is Dave DeWhitt. Welcome to Midnight Muse Studios. And this is going to be a quick demo of the Universal Audio and Brainworx plugin for the UAD2 platform. It's the Friedman amp collection. So I'm actually going to focus on the BE-100 model. In the collection, they have a DS40 in there as well, but I'll save that for another time. I think that trying to do one at a time is probably more than I can... I'm probably biting off more than I can chew anyway at this point. So, all right, so we'll start with the clean channel. So what I'm going to do is play you this pre-recorded loop that I have for the clean sound. And you can see that I have it split up into three sections here. It's just where I switched pickups on the Strat. So position 4 is neck and middle together. Position 1, which is the orange one, is the bridge. And position 5, which is blue, is the neck only. So before I start that, let me turn off the BE-100, and I'm going to turn off the reverb send. So this is just the pure dry direct signal that's recorded from my Strat. Alright, that's enough of that. Okay, so we'll put the reverb send back in here. We'll turn the BE-100 plugin back on, and this is the clean channel. So here's what it sounds like. Switch to the bridge. Switch the bright, toggle the bright switch on and off. Alright, so now we'll move to the crunch tones. Let me mute the clean. Let me see here. Alright, so this is a different preset that I have. I think I just built it from the one of the actual factory presets. And yeah, you can see Funky Crunch Riffs B. That's the factory preset. I tweaked it a little bit, I think, but it has the same reverb send. So still going to the lexicon reverb, and it's still going through the UAD limiting it on the stereo bus. But other than that, what we have here is, as I fumble around, so take a look at the effects rack, which is the back of the amp head. Again, the noise gate is off for this. The delay is turned off. Input gain is 0. On this one, I have it going through a ribbon, the recording chain number 26, which is a Friedman 4x12 with a ribbon, and an EQ in the section, the recording section. So we'll turn that back off here, and you can see we're on the BE channel, which is the middle gain section. The bright switch is not active on the crunch and the lead, the BE and the HB channels. The voices will play with voice saturation. The C45, which is a switch that sort of adjusts the tone, and the fat switch, we can toggle those in and out here, will have treble, bass, middle, and treble, bass, middle, presence, and master, along with gain. So here is the recording of the for this one I didn't switch. This is the humbucker in the Strat. So here's the basic recording. Alrighty, let me change the loop here a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll just bring in some of the EQ. You can see the mid's cut here. The bass is cut a little bit. Actually, everything's cut a little bit. The gain was basically just a hair above all the way off, or all the way down. Volume is almost at 5. So the fat switch, if you can see, is off. The C45 is on, and the saturation switch is to the left there, as well as the voice switch. So we'll start switching those in and out and see how that affects the sound of this. All right, cool. So I think one thing I can show you here, I was just thinking about it. This so there's a lot of, look at this. There's 67 different recording chain options that you can choose from. They got Friedman, American cabs, English cabinets, German cabinets, an empty one if you want to go through your own, impulse simulator or something like that. So if you trying to figure out which one you want and trying to audition all those, one of the things that they added here, which is kind of cool, is this auto. It'll switch automatically from, you can see it switching now through 5, 6, so it's switching through all the Friedman cabs. It's going to go to the American cabs after it goes through all the Friedman ones, and it'll automatically switch. You can switch it to go to 3 bars of music before it switches, 4 bars, even 8 bars. Or if you want it to switch quicker, you can go to 1 bar. And then what'll happen there is you can play through, that way you don't have to take your hands off your guitar while you're playing and you want to audition these different cabinets, and then it'll automatically cycle through them so you can see which one you like the best. So if you play this, it'll automatically, let me switch it to 1 bar here, and we'll see if we can hear the difference. So yeah, makes a huge difference. Obviously, the choice of cabinet, microphone, recording chain, all that stuff. So they give you a ton of options there. I did turn on, if you saw me there, I turned on the noise gate, and I also turned on I hit the power soak a little harder and cranked up the input gain a bit at one point as we were listening there, just to kind of show you some of those things. I'll play around with the delay maybe on the high gain part in a minute here, but so let's move on to that actually now. Okay, so we'll move on to the high gain. And for the high gain, I do have actually in Logic, I have a channel EQ applied. You can see here where I'm doing a high pass filter just to cut out some of the lows. That's what I used in the intro tune when I mixed that down. I have a tuner on there, which we don't need. Who needs the tune? And then I have this preset that I had, which was that's interesting. It says, let's see what this sounds like, because it says it's a clean sound. I don't think it is, though. I think I just must have not named it right. Yeah, that's not clean. All right, so this is our high gain. We've got the HBE channel here, and you can see the settings. I'm going to play you what I have. This is also going same bus that we had everything else going through, which is the Lexicon reverb with the EQ'd return. I think that's pretty much it. The only difference here is that if we look at the effect rack in this one, I do have the delay in the top right quadrant here on the back panel turned on. The delay is pretty cool. You have a tap feature. You can manually set the time. You can do it. You can either multiply your delay time by 2 or divide it by 2 if you want to get it faster or slower that way. It will automatically sync to your host beats per minute if you like, and you can adjust the mix of the delay versus the wet versus the dry signal, the amount of feedback, and the lo-fi introduces some some artifacts like perhaps some distortion and dirt, maybe like tape delay type of things. So I have that turned on here, and I've got this going through a Friedman 4x12 cab. You can see I didn't really change the input gain or the power soak settings. You can mess with those if you really want to change your gain staging and everything. I've got the noise gate turned off still. I'm not so I don't really enjoy recording with noise gates. They change the feel to me, and I keep them turned off. If anything, I'd turn it on perhaps in the mix down after I've already played the part. So here is the high gain demo. Let me change the loop setting here to move it out, and I'll go ahead and play this for you. So yeah, a lot of gain on tap with the BE-100, of course. I'm going to go ahead and just play around a little bit. I can switch on the fat channel. I've got it turned on now. Saturation, bringing it out, and play around with the EQ a little bit and show you how those work. All right. So as you can see, there's just a crazy amount of options here. I hadn't even talked about the tight switch or the tight control and the smooth control, which are basically, you can kind of see looks like a high pass filter and a low pass filter from the way that, the graphic little representation here. And that's kind of how it looks like it's set up. So you can, choose your cutoff point for both ends of the spectrum there. I think that's about it. It's a cool, definitely a cool way to record if you're going for that hot rod plexi tone, and I think it does it pretty well. It's certainly a great way to record that if you have to do it all in the box. If you don't happen to have a Friedman amplifier, which can be probably a little daunting for most of us. Recording an amplifier like that, you have to have a great room and a great microphone and recording chain and all that stuff. This kind of does it for you. So it's a pretty cool plugin, I think, and well worth it. I think at the time of this demo right now that I'm doing, it's actually on sale for $99, which is pretty great for the UAD end of year sale. So all right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know, and as always, thanks for watching.